Hi everyone, it's Tori here, and today we are going to do something called reverse tie-dyeing. So we're going to be using the bleach that you got in your kits and your colored t-shirts, all right? Now, first things first, you need to put your gloves on. It's very, very important because you guys are dealing with bleach and it's not very good to touch it on your skin. So gloves are very important. Also, you might want to ask for help from a parent or an older sibling or an adult in the house, just because you don't want the bleach to touch your skin, okay? So you have to be really careful with that. Now, in your bins, you got a little bottle that looks like this, and make sure you read the label because you have two bottles, and one is for this, and one's for another experiment. So this one says, bleach for tie-dye, okay? And it's filled with all the bleach that you need. So all you have to do is unscrew the cap and fill the rest of the bottle up with water. And be careful not to dump it out. There we go. One a little bit more. Perfect. I'm gonna screw the cap back on and give it a little mix. Perfect. Now that you're done that, you're gonna take your top that you're using and you're going to dampen it just a little bit. You don't want it soaking wet, you just want it a little bit damp. So I'm just gonna run the sink. Squeeze it out, because I don't want it dripping wet, just a little bit damp. There we go. And now I'm going to move outside so I can do the rest and show you guys. All right guys, now that I moved outside, I can show you the next steps. So I just put a garbage bag down so my shirt doesn't get dirty. And I have my damp t-shirt here. So I'm going to lie it out as flat as I can, like so. And I'm going to show you one pattern. This is the twisting pattern. Now, we are going to also be sending you guys other YouTube videos that can show you other patterns that you can do. And the different patterns will give you a different result at the end. Okay, a different look to your reverse tie-dye. So this is the one I'm going to do. So I'm going to grab it kind of just a little bit off center, and I'm going to pinch it with my hands. And then I'm going to twist. And I'm going to keep twisting the same way until it's all twisted up into one big swirl like that. Then I have to take my elastic bands, and I have 3 here, and I'm going to secure my shirt up with the elastic band so that the twist stays intact, because the twist is what makes the tie-dye at the end look super cool. So I like to do this in kind of a pie shape. So I'm doing one across and the other one across like that, like a cross. And then this one's gonna go straight through the middle like a pizza pie. All right. And then once you're done, you can kind of move your elastics around a bit so that each little pie piece is roughly the same size. But again, the beautiful thing about tie-dye is it doesn't have to be perfect. Just like that. And make sure you check your back side too, because you have to do both sides. All right, now that it's all tied up, I'm going to take my bottle with my water and my bleach. I'm gonna give it another little mix. And then I'm going to spray my shirt. And when I spray it, I like to kind of spray it in the little pie pieces as best as possible, but again, doesn't have to be perfect. But the more kind of blotchy it is, the cooler it looks at the end. So I'm gonna get this little pie piece nice and wet. This one. I like to get some pieces a little wetter than others because then it gets all the different colors and all fades all differently at the end. So that and then don't forget to do the other side too. Don't be afraid to, with your gloves on, kind of reach in some of the cracks. It's a little windy outside, so my shirt's kind of getting blown all over the place. All right, don't be afraid to kind of go in there with the cracks and just spray. Some pieces can be wetter than others because that's what makes it look super cool at the end. All right. And the thing is, you might not end up using your whole spray bottle because I'm looking at mine now and I'm thinking it's probably wet enough. So you want to get it so it's pretty wet all around the outside and then a little bit on the inside, but you want to keep some areas dry too, because to make it look all tie-dyed and different colors at the end, you want some to be wetter than others and some to stay dry. So I'm going to call that done, and I didn't use all my bottle. So if you don't use it all, you can just throw it out or keep it for another project, but this bleach and water solution won't stay active, so it won't work after about a day. So after a day, you will have to throw it out. All right, so now that I'm done, I'm gonna take my plastic bag and I'm just gonna put my t-shirt inside of it and seal it up. That way it doesn't make a mess and doesn't get anything else wet around my house. And I'm gonna leave it in here for about 2 or 3 hours, and then I'm gonna check on it. And once I check on it, I will tell you guys the next steps. All right, you guys, I'm back. It's time to rinse it and see the results of our reverse tie-dye. Remember though, put your gloves back on, because when you're rinsing it, you're still exposing your skin to that bleach and you just don't want your bare hands to touch it. Okay, so here's my shirt. I'm just going to take it out. And then at this point, you just want to throw all the plastic and the elastics in the garbage. So you can take your elastic bands off and just throw them straight in the garbage because they're dirty and all covered in bleach, so you don't want to keep them lying around. Just throw them in the garbage, and you can open up your shirt and kind of get a look at how cool it looks. That looks awesome. Oh, I'm so excited. But you want to rinse it. So I'm just going to rinse it with cold water. So I'm just going to touch it to make sure it's cold. Yep. And I'm just going to put it in the sink. I don't need to do it with any soap or anything like that right now because I'm just rinsing all the bleach out of it. Give it a good soak. You can do this in your sink, your bathtub, anywhere that works for you. All right. And then the thing is, you just want to try to rinse it out as best as you can, but before wearing it, you want to make sure that you put it in the washing machine with just a little bit of soap, or you could always hand wash it in the sink or the bathtub with a little bit of soap. But you want to make sure you wash it with some soap before wearing it, just because that bleach can be so strong and you can always smell it until you give it a really good wash. So I'm going to stop rinsing it there, and I'm going to hold it up, and you guys, we can just take one more look at the end result. And oh my goodness, it looks so awesome. So I'm gonna take this and put it in my washing machine and then dry it, and then I can wear it. And I love the way it turned out. I'm so excited. I hope your guys' turns out good too. And I'm so excited to see pictures of you guys wearing them and how they look. Thanks for tuning in. Bye guys.